This is not, we never do this. Baku was used as a manipulation tool.
This was an absolutely explosive live stream from Pradeep with Arm Wrestling News. He had Devin Larratt and Camille on. I watched that whole segment, so I can summarize it pretty well. But one part I want to highlight is Devin talking about how Engen quit the organization 4 days before Chicago and then basically announced the Baku event when he's not even an employee of the company at that point, and basically uses it as a leverage point to get the Eastern athletes to essentially quit the league and sabotage the league. So he's the one in I would assume in coordination with the Baku organizer. Meanwhile, the Baku organizer did not respond to Robert's messages to set up that event. So they're doing some stuff behind the scenes to sabotage the event, and Devin said he does not speak to Engen whatsoever. This is a portion where he mentions some of that timeline.
You were negotiating with Brian, and then it went well. Because right at that time, someone who was not employed by the company, this is not, we never do this, understand, we never announce the fight card before the thing is finished. He was not employed by the company. He released Baku. He released everything on Baku. Baku was used as a manipulation tool.
So that's really the summary of what you're hearing here. Baku was used as a manipulation tool to get the Eastern athletes to not go along with going to the Shaw Classic. Now, if you think about it, Devin also was making the argument that the Shaw Classic is a bigger opportunity to grow the sport, considering the amount of strongman and other strength athletes, and if it's a yearly event, it could be a huge event that would continue to grow and maybe be one of the biggest events in arm wrestling. Which all those comments on Devin's videos basically saying that how the potential of the Shaw Classic is so much bigger than an event, some random event in a hotel in Baku with a shady organizer. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Which one would be a better event and would increase fans, would increase have more pay-per-views, which one would be a bigger draw? But let's continue to listen to a bit more. This was an absolutely explosive live stream. I mean, Devin called Camille a retard multiple times. Near the end, once Devin hopped off, Pradeep asked Camille, "Why were you so quiet?" Camille's like, "What's there to like about this guy? What is there to say?" So clearly they don't like each other. Pradeep was like, "Well, you don't have to like him. We want to see you compete, Camille. What's the whole point of the boycotting the league and everything like that?" I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So really, if there's anything you would take away from this, it's that whole Baku event situation being used as a manipulation tool, as leverage for someone who's not even involved in the league. We know who that is, which is basically someone who's an enemy of the sport, which is what Devin said. Someone who's trying to tear apart the sport is an enemy of the sport, which is funny because those original words were from Engen to those who were live streaming, doing commentaries and stuff like that. Anybody who did stuff that wasn't approved by Engen during the times when he was, the dictator of the league, basically.
To damage East versus West promotions. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. The deal was made with Brian Shaw after Baku was given a firm deadline. They gave him an amount of time because, out of respect, they said, "Okay, listen, you have to get back to us." The deadline was not made. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. The deal was made with Brian Shaw. Baku never really was on. It never really was officially on, but the dreams of it were canceled.
So you heard it there. I'm going to put the whole link to that live stream in the description below because I definitely recommend checking it out. A lot of interesting information shared there. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys agree with what Devin said? Also in this stream, Pradeep basically asked Devin, if there was an event in Baku 2 weeks later, would you do it? And Devin basically was saying there is no event. Everything leads to me to believe that he was saying no, he wouldn't, that he already committed to pulling left and right at the Shaw Classic, so he's not going to accept that match on their terms and let them have that win. But what do you guys think about this situation? Let me know in the comment section.